There we go, gentlemen. I decided to stop being lazy, get out my tripod. So now you can actually see what's going on. Alright, let's get back to it. I think I have to take the flywheel off and put it back on, if I am not mistaken. Let me try and move my transmission a little for some room, gentlemen. I will get some tools and I will be right back. Okay, we kind of got it in there. We're going to just drop it slow to make sure you don't get her too jammed in there and can't get her out. I think she's sitting on the nub that's on the transmission. Oh yeah. We might have to take the flywheel off. Oops. Alright, there we go, gentlemen. Got the flywheel off. Lower it down some. She should float right in there if I don't hit anything with it. What is this here? That is just the vent for the trans. The tranny vent. Sounds like something sexual, eh? Alright, down nice and easy. What do we got stuck on here? Ooh, careful. Don't want to rip out our brake cylinder there. Alright, she's in there. I need to let me adjust my chain links here, a couple over. Let's go 2 over. See if that flattens her out. Probably not. We'll probably need to go a little more. Hey, that's got her, gents. So she's down in there. I'm gonna give it some thought how to get the flywheel in there. Let me see. As you can see, the little squares, those will go towards the transmission. So let's see what we do. I know it's hard to see with this, gentlemen. Getting one of those bolts lined up, though. Now that's the next question. Alright, she's on the hub. Cool, cool. So let me try and get you in a lot closer, gentlemen. You can see it took a little wiggling, a little jiggling, a little cussing off camera. But zoom you in here if you can see. Right in there. Let's see. Yeah, you see that little knob? I don't know if you can see the little knobby jobby that's on the transmission side. The flywheel was hitting that. Let me stick my hand in there and check something. Yeah, it's got a couple little grindies on it. Hopefully that doesn't impede our mating of the trans. You know, it's the first time we've done this, so got our big number 13 right there. Don't know if you could see it. There it is. Heck yeah, you could see that. I might go get a I might go get a 13mm wrench tattoo from my guy, since every almost every bolt on this car is 13. If it's not 13, it's 10, but there's a gazillion 13. So anyway, guys, talk to you soon. Okay, 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 little moo, it's okay. Let me pet the Roo, hold on. Come here, Roo. Ugh. You are just annoying, huh? Hi, okay. Why are you trying to choke me? Ugh, see what happens when you try and choke Daddy? You fall on your chest. See? See? You got stinky breath. Stay down. Stay down. No, no. Oh, patty cakes. Shake. Shake. Oh, see, you remember that. Oh my goodness. I haven't asked you to shake in like a year. And you remember? Wow, you're smarter than I thought, yo. We'll give you a treat for that one. We'll give you one of the good chew treats. No, yeah, we can get it here. Knocking all our things over just to get you a treat. Holy shit. Here you go. Oh, yeah. Only because you shook. Here you go, Roo. For all the doggies. Move, 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 move. Okay. What? Roo? What you looking for? Oi. 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 난데요. 난데. 난데요. You don't remember the little pew-pew gun trick? Almost. Oh. Woo. Ugh. Woo. Where's the kitty? Find the kitty. Where's the kitty? Where's the kitty? What? What? Ooh. No. No. Yeah. What? What? What's the matter? Huh? What? What do you want? No. No. What? What? Silly Roo. Alright, gentlemen, so I got the flywheel on there as we left. I'm just going to take the bolt. I got some of this Loctite stick. I don't remember if I showed you that in the last video. I was going to dab a little more on there so it stays. And then I'll get the tools out that we need. I'm just going to get one in there so it doesn't fall on the floor. That's all. So, be right back. Alright, gentlemen. I got one bolt started. That was such a bear. I had to hold the flywheel on and hold the bolt in and rotate it and find a hole to screw it into. But now it's started. Now it's good. I'm going to get it snugged up
And of course my text goes off when I'm trying to make a video. But yeah, there is the first bolt in, and then we'll be able to get her hopefully bolted pretty much in to this car. Once it's bolted to the trans, I can probably build this whole side out completely, or close to completely. I know I could put the motor mount there back on, plug in some of this stuff, get the hose there, all that good stuff. So we'll figure it out. We're not going to end up with any extra parts, hopefully. And be right back, guys. Alright, gentlemen, so all I'm doing is just going to take a wrench, run them down all the way, see if I can fit my torque wrench in there to get them to the torque they need to be, and then we'll try and get the engine lined up where it needs to be. It is down, sitting where it needs to be. I can rotate it right onto the little plug or whatever it is, the little shaft popping out of the torque converter, so that'll line it all up, get it going. And so that's all I'm going to do, just snug up some bolts and then see if I can get a torque wrench in there. I won't bore you with that. So anyway, guys, see you. Alright, gentlemen, we have all 8 bolts in. Excuse the lack of light and the heater kicking on, of course, when I try to video. But they're just snugged up. I'm going to look up the torque spec again. I think it's that ridiculously high one, like 150 or some crazy thing. But I'll check it out, see if I can get in there. But the flywheel is on there, and then we'll start messing around getting it bolted to the trans after that. And that setting, I think I wrote my... Oh no, the crank pulley is the one that's ridiculously high. The engine to trans is only 52, and then the torque converter to the flywheel is only 22, which is odd. But I think it was 50 something. I'll go look it up, and we'll see if we can fit some wrenches in there, and if not, we'll figure it out. Talk to you soon. Alright, gentlemen, so I got about 5 of them tightened. I just had to use a box end wrench because I could not, for the life of me, get the torque wrench in there. So I'm just reefing the hell out of them. And what I'm going to do is take this paint marker. I'm just going to put a dot on each one so I don't lose track. Because I have to pull out my stopper pin so I can rotate the engine and bring the other ones around so I can get to them. So I'm just going to dab on those and then be right back. Alright guys, so now that we got it, flywheel is tight, smashed my finger, that should look nice tomorrow. If it's all puffy, if underneath my fingernail, I'll just drill it out with a little tiny drill and let the blood come out and it'll feel better. Something millennials don't know how to do. I don't know. She wants to sit in there. Getting her on that little pin in the middle is going to be difficult, I think. But she's starting to sit down. I know we're not on anything, so I can still move the things around. The AC compressor is not in the way. I think I just need to lower the jack down more. I think. Let's try it. I think I need one more link that way. I wish I had one of those cool engine tilter things, but you know, we never have the right shit in this place ever. Yeah, I guess we'll put 2 bolts into the AC pump. holding it onto the engine. Then it'll be out of the way. Let me see if I can move the camera so you can watch me do that. Maybe, maybe, maybe. I'll try not to get in the way, gentlemen, but I can't guarantee anything. Oh, I see. It's a hanger. I like that. So this little tab right here hangs that pump. So we're going to try and hang the pump and then screw it in. Well, I see it says the blind man to his deaf dog on the phone. There we go. We'll just leave it hang like that. Now it's out of the hell way. Hell yes. Hell yes. So let's lower it a little. There's that. We'll get that a little later, gentlemen. Not critical. That was just a bolt I had sitting there. Maybe one pump up. There we go. I have an idea. I might have to get underneath it to do it, but she's a little crooked for one, so let's fix that. Well, that's not going to fix it that way, now is it? I can't see in there anymore. I'm just hoping I can spin that damn torque converter after doing all this work to get it to bolt to it. I should be able to feel in there and give it a spin. It shouldn't be too hard. I think my fingers will fit. Finger up again, you know. It's close to the right height. I just need to get it to rotate this way. So, let me see. I'll figure out something, gentlemen, and I'll be back. Alright, so I have one of the trans engine bolts right here, not in to the block, but just in the hole where it mounts. I'm going to see if I can get it into the engine and get it to use it as a pivot point and see if that works. So, let's check it out. So now, loosen it a touch. Oh. I'm kind of liking that. The dowels is starting to line up for sure. Let me grab another. Yes, sir. May I please have another? Up. Yeah, I don't think this one is biting anything like it wants to be. There we go. See, now that one's pulling in nice. Doesn't feel like it's cross-threading. It's pulling right in. Going nice and easy. Let's try this one. So, you know, that one's not feeling right. So, looks like
Yeah. We'll keep going with this one here. And that one might loosen up some. Who knows? We'll see. We're not going to tighten it. There, now it's pulling into the dowel. So that means it's lining up better. Let's try this one again. And that one's a little tight. Let me back it out and see. I don't want to mess it up. Let me pull this one in on the dowel. There we go. That sounded like something good happened. Popped right on there. I'm going to go back to the socket now. I think it's okay. If I can get it in there, that is. Oh yeah, she's going nice. Let me see if I can find a little bitty extension, just get that angle off of the ratchet a bit. Hopefully it fits. Got a little shorty. I don't know if it'll fit though, where we need it to fit. Of course not. We will have to go back to something else. Okay. What can I use? I guess I'll just keep using the hand wrench. Sometimes, guys, speed, you can't do it. Don't do the speed, guys. It's bad for you. You can tell I'm getting happy and giddy now because the engine actually bolted up. Oh, come on now, baby. Can I do that by hand? Almost. It's just a little snug. Whatever way it's sitting. It's just not letting me do it quite by hand yet. So I'm going to mess with these guys. It's just putting in a couple bolts. We got it pretty well seated up. I'll bring you in for a flyover, close-up flyover in a minute and show you what's going on. Alright, gentlemen, I've just been plugging away. I got all the engine to transmission bolts tight and torque spec. And if I bring you over here, I put in this upper transmission mount and I put in the bolt somewhere down there. There's this little dog bone that holds the transmission as well. Back here, as you can see, I have the starter in. That's where before I put the starter in, that's where I had to go in and put the 6 bolts in that connect the flywheel to the torque converter. Those are 22 foot-pounds. And they're a bit of a bear to line up. I had to leave them all, I ran them all the way in and left them just a touch loose. And I just had to keep rotating the engine by hand on the crankshaft pulley. By hand with a big socket. And just rotate it to the next hole. Ran them in, got all 6 ran in, left them a little loose because I couldn't get the second one in when I first started. So I had to go back to the first one, loosen it up, and then the second one on to the 6th one went. When whatever one I ended up on, I torqued that to the 22 foot-pounds. And then I marked it with a yellow, I colored the head yellow. And then I went through and rotated around, got them all torqued down, and when I came to the yellow one, I knew I was done. So, always mark something like that, because if you have to get up and go to the bathroom or get a phone call, whatever, you know, you don't want to lose your spot, guys. I mean, you can go back through and recheck them too, but
Who wants to do that, you know? So just put a little yellow mark. Saves your time. What else did I do? Oh, down here, since I had to use the crankshaft to turn the engine, I greased the crankshaft because it's got a brand new seal on it with some high pressure grease. Can't really see it. That stuff right there. Greased the crankshaft, slid that on, put the bolt on. That is not to torque yet at all. So we'll work on that a little later because that's the big boy there. That's 129 foot-pounds. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I mean, I understand why it is. It's a fine thread, all sorts of crazy stuff. So, you know, we'll have to figure out a way. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, I got a different way I can lock the crankshaft from turning while it gets tightened. I'm like, oh, shoot, I put it in the starter. But there's a spot underneath with a little cover, a little thing down there that I can get into to lock it so it doesn't turn while I'm torquing it. So anyway, guys, the battery's gonna die, of course, so I'll talk to you later.